Okay, I'm going to continue on with the demo, part 2 of the demo. Oh, I noticed I put the files in the wrong spot, so I put them here. Yeah, so you can find the files from part 1 here. I'll just make a copy for part 2. Okay, what we're going to do for part 2 is we're going to add some customized behaviors instead of pulling them from knowledge modules. So we'll make it so we can say to Sulu, arm the photon torpedoes, and then Sulu will update some data structure that arms the photon torpedoes. And then the next video, I'm going to make it so if you say to Spock, arm the photon torpedoes, he'll just ask Sulu to arm the photon torpedoes. Okay, the first move is to get a knowledge module set up that has just knowledge for Enterprise crew, and then we can sort of reuse that in both Spock and Sulu. They'll just have different semantics, but we use the same base knowledge module. So I'm going to make a crew knowledge module, CP whatever. Okay, and we'll call this crew. What am I going to do? I'm going to include the dialogues knowledge module because I'm going to use the word the, and there's a definition already in there, so I'll just reuse that definition. What about? So we'll make a new knowledge module in here, and we're going to need to define stuff specific to the Enterprise. So we'll set up one of these configs that define stuff in here instead of just using knowledge modules. I'll just set this up so it works, and we'll check it. Config. I'm going to make a new config and using this data structure. Config, 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 config. Okay, lots of configs. And to that, we'll add the dialogues knowledge module. Oops. I spelled it funny so you could tell it apart from like Windows dialogues. And this knowledge module is called crew. Great. Does that look good? I guess so. Well, let's just run it and make sure it works with the dialogue knowledge module. Node crew. SQ what? Well, let's just do the. I think the is a word in there, right? Assignment to a constant variable. Oh. See, give that a go. Okay, there. So it basically runs. So now let's add stuff that makes it has information just about Sulu. There's videos that show the details of this, so I'm just going to do it. I mean the details in general. So we're going to define our operators. So the first sentence I want to do is arm the phasers. Let's do that. Okay, so that's my, wait, do I need something in there? Yeah, no. Okay, so now we'll define the operators. So we're going to make, I'm going to have a weapon, kind of a weapon operator, which in this case, it acts like a class. And the word phasers is going to map to the weapon operator. We'll do photon torpedoes later. And then this is going to be an argument to the operator the. I'm going to make the pass through because that's how it's defined in the dialogues knowledge module. Plus we want the result of applying the to weapon to be a type of weapon and not a the. So that's why it's pass through. Arm can be a prefix operator. It's not going to be pass through. Okay, so let's just give that a run. No, where am I? Go where? Node -q arm the phasers. Crew. Okay, so we didn't define all the bridges. So the bridges are used to map on the server side to map one context or the set of the operator and all the arguments to a new context on the server side. So we'll do the bridges. I mean, these are pretty no-oppy. This is a list of that. And the first bridge will be for weapon. Level 0, and the bridge itself will be, we're just going to spread the operator. Yeah. And then the other bridge we'll set up is for arm. The bridge for the comes from the dialogues knowledge module. We'll spread the operator, and then we'll set weapon to be whatever the args are after, after sub 0, because it's an array. Hey, let's see what it does now. Oh, I forgot to plug the network in. Okay, so it looks like it's doing stuff. So this is what we get now. A context with arm, and then what we want to arm, and all this other junk. Oh, let's set up the paraphrases. So I can put the paraphrase in the crew knowledge module, because we'll just get Sulu and Spock to do the same paraphrases. So we need generators. It takes the context and generates some strings for us. Okay, so we'll do arm first. So let's set up the matcher. So if the context dot, oh, we're doing paraphrases. So let's context dot paraphrase. So when it does the paraphrase, it always sets this property. This is what I just decided to do in my set of knowledge modules. If you don't use my knowledge modules and write them from scratch, this wouldn't happen. It's just because I'm implementing it this way. And the marker, or the context marker, is arm. Okay, so if that matches, then we're going to generate this string. And let me do this. We're going to generate a string that is, I guess, arm. Or let me pull it. Is the arm in? Yeah, arm's in the word's in the context. So I'm just going to pull it out of the context. Context arm. And then this G function calls the generators again. And if it's paraphrasing, it'll already have the paraphrase set when it does the call. So I'm just going to call the G argument. Oops. I'm going to call the G argument on this weapon thing. And then I'll set up a generator for this, the weapon. So it's context.weapon. Oopsie, that. There. All right, let's give that a run, see if it does more. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it! Oh, it didn't work. What's wrong? Got the generator. Context dot, oh, I spelled paraphrase wrong. Now I got paraphrase. Paraphrase, hopefully it works. Sorry, I forgot to plug in the network, so it's slow. Okay, undefined, that's not what I wanted. Context, oh, I wanted word here. Okay, arm that, so then we'll do the generator for the weapon. Comma the shit out of this thing. Weapon. And for weapon, we'll just do whatever. Let's just use the word, yeah. Weapon dot phaser, or word. That. Or context dot weapon. I don't need the G. Okay. Do it. Cannot read property word of undefined. Oh, did I say weapons? What did I call this thing? No, there it is. Weapon, context.weapon. What is the output of this thing? I've forgotten. Context.weapon.word. Does that look right? Context.weapon.word. Did I have the wrong marker? No. Where's the error? Word, generator, crew, line 19. So that is the error. This is the error. Why is this an error? Let's see with the debugger. Context.weapon.word. Okay. It's funny I don't see it. context. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm not in the ARM context currently. I'm in the context where it's a weapon, so I don't need the weapon part because the context is the weapon. So that was what was wrong with that. Lame-o. Go. Yeah, arm the phasers. Okay, so now we've made this knowledge module for crew where we can say arm the phasers. It's going to generate this output context. And what we're going to do is go into Sulu and we're going to give him some semantics that process this context. And what Sulu is going to do is go set a data structure for some enterprise object to be, what is it, phasers to true. Yeah, and so that's kind of cool. So then, and then in the future, in the next video, I'll do, we'll go into Spock and we'll make him have semantics for arm the phasers to be, oh, I just go ask Sulu about that. Okay, so let's try Sulu. Arm the phasers. Now, okay, so we haven't loaded the knowledge module, so it's a bunch of unknown stuff. It knew the word the because it knows the word the. And it did an inference on this that it's theable. Whatever. Right, so now we're going to go to Sulu. Let me go over here. VI Sulu JS. And we're going to load that knowledge module. What did I call it? Crew equals require. I'm going to remember the dot. The holy dot of our Lord. Where? Whatever, it's already copied. So let's just add crew into this. Crew. So we'll add crew to Sulu's knowledge. Now let's put crew first because it's more specific. Yeah, that makes sense. Because the generators are loaded in order, so you could have a more specific generator for Sulu if you wanted. Like you could go, yo, or no, a paraphrase, a more specific paraphrase. You could go, yeah, man, I'm arming the torpedoes or whatever, his paraphrase. We're not doing that though. So we'll load, set up a new knowledge module. Right, config is assigned. Config, oops. I'll just make an empty one and then I can do add, what is it, crew. And then I'll set up avatar. Avatar, this, whatever. And then set up the API, avatar, cam, crew. There, so config is this, add crew. Oh, I gotta add avatar. Config, add avatar. Okay, now we'll try Sulu. What does he say now? What do you have to say to us now, Sulu? Boom! Look at that. It was Sulu, right? Yeah, so now we included the knowledge module. And now Sulu can answer, well, he can interpret the sentence, but he doesn't have any actions or semantics yet for him to do any action. So we'll go add that now. So I'll just, oh, we need a config like we had in the other file. So let's set up a config, or one of these ones where we define stuff in this file. So we're going to define semantics. And the generators and operators, we're just going to reuse from the included one. So same way as generators mostly. So we need a matcher. So a matcher, and we're going to do context dot, what is it again? Marker equals arm. So when we see the arm context, we're going to do something. And I'll just print something in the console to get going. I'll make it easier to find. Okay, so we'll just do that, give that a run. And we just want to make sure it got into that semantics. No, it didn't. Why did it not get in? Right, I don't see the X's anywhere. No, it did not. What did I do wrong? Context up marker. This is what it's going to get. Context.marker equals arm. Oh, let's run the debugger. Oh, did I include it? Oh, I didn't include it in. Okay, well, that's another lame error, so I have to add it to the config, otherwise it doesn't do anything. That's not good. Looky there. Isn't that nice? So now we ask Sulu question. It's getting into the semantics, so I'll just set up some enterprise object. VI enterprise. Semon, let's see, constant. And I don't know, I mean, eventually this will get bigger as we add more and more stuff, but now it's going to be small. Photons. We'll just keep track of whether or not, let's do a sub thing in case we have other things like how many shots are left or whatever. So you can go, how many shots are left in the photon torpedoes? Or something like that. Armed. So we'll say false and phasers. Armed. False. Okay. Module exports equals enterprise. Okay, so now we have a data structure we can use. I mean, this isn't a real game, so I'm just demoing how you could set it up, and then if you have a game, a real game, you could make it more sophisticated. Sulu. Stop talking, start writing. Load the enterprise here. Dot. Okay, and then down here we can just what do we, enterprise dot weapons dot, what are we arming? In the future I'll figure out what he's arming. Wait, isn't this on the command line? Okay, there. Let me just run this again so I can see the context. Node, what was it? Sulu. Do it so it's a context. What was I doing again? Oh, we're arming the enterprise. Yeah, so in the future I'll check in here to see what weapons being armed. Actually, maybe I'll make a semantic where I call that. Oh, that'd be cool. Okay, well, I'm just going to basically demo this and then I'll fancy it up later. I'm trying not to make these demos too long because then I make a mistake and have to redo it all again. So I'll do one thing per demo. Okay, but currently, so I'll just set the phasers. Phasers to be true. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll think about this. Maybe I should, like in here, I can actually pass in I can pull out the semantics thing and I can call it again and generate a result. So maybe I'll do that, but I'm not going to do that now because I need to think about it. Right now, we're just going to set this, and I'll print out the enterprise to the console. No, 2. So just print it out before, after. After. All right. And then we can make sure Sulu's doing stuff. Oh, what? Did I do that? Let me just, I can't tell if I modified the file wrong. Let's just try this again. Boom. What? Okay, so set the, oh wait, did I copy it wrong? Yeah, I copied it correctly. Okay, so just fix that up, that. I don't need this anymore. Okay, let's give it a go. Do it. Enterprise is not defined. Right. Oh, wait. Don't do that ridiculousness. Do this ridiculousness. Oh, wow. So what do we got? Oh, we need to see that. So I was just printing it to the console. Let's just see. There we go. So before, not armed, after armed. I mean, if this is an actual game, obviously the game would do something. But we just have data structures here. Okay, so what I demoed was VI crew. We made a new knowledge module that's going to have crew-specific stuff in it. We added our own arm the photon torpedoes with generators for paraphrases. Oh, I forgot, in the future I should make Sulu, reply yes, sir. So we'll do that in the future too. Anyway, we added this knowledge module with stuff specific to the enterprise crew. And then I used it in Sulu, where you saw I demoed Sulu and it didn't know what I was talking about. And then boom, bam, boom, I load the crew knowledge module and zippity zap, Sulu knows what he's talking about, but he didn't do anything. And then we updated the semantics in Sulu to do something. Yeah, so that's the end of this demo. Next one, I'm going to do Spock, and we're going to go into Spock knowledge module, add this arm the semantics, and then arm the phasers, and then have Spock can have his own semantics, and we'll make Spock ask Sulu to arm the phasers and something crazy like that. Okay, thanks. So that's the end of this demo.